Hey everybody, welcome back to Slay the Spire. Been a couple of days, is just the way the schedule shakes out, honestly. We have to be careful today. We got to take it with a grain of salt. We're doing it much earlier. The daily's only been out for like an hour and 10 minutes, something like that. So I'm noticing, you know, we expect there to be only a fraction of people that will do it have done it. Scores are really good. Ironclad, I understand you. All-Star, 5 colorless cards. Time dilation, enemies have the slow buff. Many elite enemies. Equals, we kill more. Equals, we get more points. Equals, hopefully we perfect more. We have no choice, really. Like, we have to take these rares. And I will say thank you, A, for the support on the videos. It seems like, you know, the idea of me actually score chasing a little bit is kind of resonating. And then B, for the tips, which includes, hey, you can have some rares in your deck for utility as long as you remove them before the end of the game. So if we can maybe cut, and then leave Mayhem or something like that, then just cut that at the very end, then we'd be okay. So we want to remember, let's go with our methodology. What do we want? Question marks. Elites. We want perfects. Let's start with elites. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. I think we have 4. Many question marks. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is good. Lots of question marks. Only thing that scares me, honestly, is the idea. I think this will probably be worth it. That we're not going to have like too many opportunities to heal, but because we're the Ironclad, that's not as big of a deal as it normally would be. And I think I'm just going to smack you. I think that's what's going to happen there. You're doing 10 damage. We got a free attack. Yeah, Mayhem is so good. I feel great about that. So we got to keep in mind, we're going to be adding duplicates of as many cards as possible here. So we'd probably rather do something like, I mean, this is really good for slow, don't get me wrong, but I feel like a sword boomerang is easier for us to get copies of, which is why I'm actually choosing, by the way, to engage in a little combat. Yeah, it doesn't matter if we perfect the basic fights, I think, so that's an okay play. Just trying to get slow going as much as possible here. 7 damage. 7 damage. Well, we'll still play it like this. Maybe we'll get you next turn easily. I'm just getting myself back into the swing of things. It's been a couple days. Obviously, you want to play your 0-cost cards. You know what? This time I will add this stuff into my deck because we're not going to kill you this turn anyway. Looking forward to seeing how it goes. I feel like, you know, we're getting into a sweet spot where we're enjoying the game a lot again. We'll definitely just take another sword boomerang. Keep in mind, we do want to live. Yeah, I'll do it. That's another part of this. Dude, that's so good that we got 2 curses already. Living is also high on my list of things that I would like to accomplish in this game if possible. I don't think we wake you up. I think we just stall on that one for a second. Although I'm still a relative novice, we've suffered... Okay, you're waking up. Makes sense. We've suffered the indignity of thinking we had a good run, but then dying before we made it to the end. So I understand the danger there. We're not going to perfect this, but you know what? It's early. We're early enough that I'm not going to sweat, like... I mean, we've only had 2 basic boss fights. It's kind of tough to put yourself in a situation where you can perfect... an elite, considering you've had almost no opportunity to have any impact over your deck. So let's try not to get too bent out of shape there. We will play a bloodletting, and the whole reason is just to get the opportunity for like more slow debuffs here. I think we're gonna, and we have the potion to heal ourselves anyway, even if things get totally screwy. So we're totally fine. That was great. Blue Candle is lovely. Lovely card. Now, I gotta remember, Heart of Iron is metallicized, similar to plated armor, and we don't take these because they're rares. We have enough rares to remove already. I would say, you know what, being on the safe side, we take a chance to sleep here. It would also be good, I know that this is rich, but it would be good if we could go a little bit faster. Because we didn't get to accomplish that last time. And it burned me a little bit. I don't know if that was the major difference we didn't score well, but it burned me a little bit. We're trying to keep Metallicize going here, because if we could get perfects out of it, that would be sick. I don't think we're gonna. I'm like not doing the math at all, but yeah, I'm pretty confident we're not gonna actually, unless if all those hit you, we still wouldn't have done it. You know what? We're still early. Don't sweat it, man. Like if there's a situation where you could do something and you don't, well, like that's a different story. But that's not necessarily our situation right here. So I think we'll play this. Oh, right, none of these enemies have the slow debuff because they had artifacts to start with. Okay. You know, let's dump, let's be total cowards and dump this bash. I think that bird-faced urn is going to help us a lot. I mean, realistically, at this point, we probably heal like 8 per battle. I don't expect that to improve too much. Not to be, you know, needlessly negative. But we do carry a burden. It's tough. Most powers tend to be rare cards. Rare cards we don't want to take any more of. We will struggle to remove the rares that we already have, but I will tell you, I'm also kind of stoked by the idea that it's hard to remove these rares, because I feel like if we actually get it done, that's a little bit of arbitrage. Like, that's a score bonus a lot of people won't aspire to. But keep in mind, we have to live. So Paper Frog is... I'm stoked. I'm going to go to the shop, and the reason... This looked like Steam sale to me, and I was like, we gotta get it. I got an interesting play here. I think that we take card removal and maybe pull like the Chrysalis. I don't see us using that too much. Then we take an Apoth... That's a rare card. It's not necessarily a bad thing that we did that, but it isn't what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do was remove a rare and take, you know, Apotheosis because it would make the rest of our deck better. Unfortunately, there's a problem associated with that. It added another rare. So I am taking skills. We weren't perfecting this anyway. Like, you know, just be realistic. You know what? Maybe... I don't know. I still don't think we would have, but that makes me think a little... think twice about it. Oh, you're gone, man. Like, being able to just get that pain out of there is very excellent. Does this not do 11 damage? There's no way it does 11. It does! Hey! Clip farming. The science of clip farming strikes again. Well, so far, so good. Definitely like a cleave. We have, like, no AoE, and this is the enemy you want to have some AoE for. Or one of the enemies you'd like to have some AoE for. Realistically, in our deck, there exists no combination of cards we can draw that'll mean that we don't take, you know, some damage on this turn and ruin our perfect. But it is what it is. Next floor. I'll just keep kicking the can down the road, you know? Next floor is the floor where I'm gonna get it all together. Next year is the year when I'm gonna, you know, I'm actually gonna take my New Year's resolution seriously. You get the idea. We've all been there. I'm gonna make a... It's tight. It's tight. I was gonna say, if enough of those hit you, maybe we'll consider... Oh, because none of you have the slow debuff. Have we covered this enough yet? None of you get the slow debuff. Why don't you just go ahead and hit me for 9 then? We'll rest before the boss anyway. Still dump it. Still dump it. I don't think there's a boss that can kill us. We lack a lot in this deck right now, you know? Like, my Maslow's hierarchy of needs is all messed up. I'm taking duplicates of cards that we don't need. We don't have enough blocks. Like, we got some issues. Bottled Lightning, though. Oh, man. It's funny, because, like, in my head, I'm like, you want Apotheosis early. I mean, we could take Apotheosis turn 1, upgrade it, and then remove it at the end of the game. It's look, I'm playing out of the box. This is a controversial it's a controversial methodology. Not many people would operate with the same kind of perceived impunity that I got here, okay? But we're gonna do it nonetheless. I could block for 8, or I could kill an enemy. And believe it or not, I'm gonna block for 8. We have the thorns for 1, but also I think we're at the point where basically like a cleave will just kill you. More or less. We're gonna take another hit. That's hilarious. That's why this is a textbook example of why you play your AoE last in that situation when the enemies have the slow debuff. Flame Barrier could save us a lot of grief here. Who's the boss? Okay, I know you. I think that we're gonna be fine, but it is a little dangerous, okay? So if we have to use our potion, do not be shy. 10 damage, 10 damage. The thorns are like a really good counter to this guy. Can we do 18 damage this turn? I don't know, but I'm extremely optimistic. Did I mention the part about the extreme optimism? This would be a good perfect. Again, there's no guarantee. The curses don't count. We've covered it time and time again. 16 damage. This is when you play an attack, take 3 damage. So we can play that and be fine. Then we want to shuffle, maybe, I was just going to say, into something like a finesse flame barrier. That's fine. That's totally fine, man. We're still cruising here. Look at this. This would be a great perfect to get us off on the right foot. You're doing 20 damage. I have to try to do 31 damage to you. And we already, without the slow barrier, or the slow damage, we almost had it. So I knew we were going to get there. Now we're just chilling. You got to be so careful about, well, not careful, but I guess like mindful of the, oh, dude, no, it's good because we can put this on top of our draw pile, then we won't take damage. Oh, I was going to say we won't take damage if it's an attack, but obviously it'll be this on top of our draw pile, which is good by itself. Okay, sorry. Anyway, Mayhem could screw up our perfect, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So we can hit you, and we can hit you again. And we still won't take damage, and the vulnerability is going to make it much easier to flip you in the future. You son of a gun, because it's the top of your draw pile. It's not, well, we might as well smack you now. It's the top of the draw pile after you've drawn all the cards you're going to get for that turn. It's not the top of your draw pile agnostic of that. Okay, but that was totally fine, honestly. Like, except for the fact that we didn't perfect it, that was totally fine. It's tough. This is tough. I'm gonna take the energy. Even though less card rewards means probably less collector bonuses. But let's keep in mind I typically have only gotten like one of those to begin with. Collector's the bonus you get when you have more than one of the same, or more than 4 of the same card. So, I see a 4-piece elite stack with some question marks. Honestly, it feels like it would hit the spot right now. And we save, well, I was going to say you save your potions for maybe a situation where you can get perfects. Then I realized we had perfect on an elite fight, I should say. Then I realized we had 3 potions, so if we get a potion here, essentially we've kind of wasted one. But then, on top of that, I realized none of that matters because the elixir potion is kind of garbage anyway. We need the question marks. There's a lot of everything in life and in this game as well, you know, it's about trade-offs. We got to figure out, you know, situations where we're going for a bonus that's maybe a little bit more likely to get than going for a bonus that is a bit more of a pipe dream. And at this point, these perfects are a bit more of a pipe dream, as is removing all the rares, but I want to believe. Whether or not I'm at the point of believing yet, I want to believe. So this is not going to kill you. I think we need to put up some defense then. Feeling okay about our HP. Definitely, like, dump an elixir, take a smoke bomb. I think Intimidate is a good card. Keep in mind, I'm stupid. We want to get to 50 cards in the deck, right? So we're struggling a little bit there. Take Thinking Ahead. We lost a rare. We got 2 skills upgraded. That's beautiful. Okay. I would say, like, are we going to cut the rares? The odds of it look increasingly low, right? Like, we only need to cut... We need to cut 3. Because Apotheosis. Am I insane? Where's my Apotheosis? Can we not cut it because it has... I bet they won't let us cut it. Okay, well that means forget removal then. Like, screw that. We'll take a shrug. We'll make up for the fact that we haven't taken enough cards. We'll take a battle trance. We'll take a headbutt. We'll take a blind, and then we're pretty much tapped out. That's really good though. Gambling chip's pretty sick. Yeah, let's do this triple. I would say replace. It's the luxury of being in this situation. I like a mayhem play. I'm gonna get a little spicy because, like, I mean, obviously we could have played that earlier, but I think we owe it to ourselves to at least try for the elite perfect. 8 damage. Well, we'll start there. We'll play this without a doubt. 8 damage. I mean, I know we're not taking any this turn. And I think we'll play this. And then, I mean, I kind of like the headbutt, but you know as well as I do, the bash is going to be worth more long-term, probably. You're doing 12 damage, so we're fine. I always like an easy turn, too. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. That's totally fine as well. I gotta be honest. I kind of like you start finesse, I think, just to get a slow debuff. Then you sword boomerang. Then you headbutt. I was gonna say then you shrug, and this is just to get the plan finished, but it wasn't necessary, but I wanted to prove that we could make it. And let's do some smithing. I'm realizing we actually have no reason to smith at all. As long as we play Apotheosis first. The only time it'll matter is on the final boss fight. I feel like if we still have to have that for the final boss fight, then we've done something terribly wrong. Something has gone catastrophically off the rails. And maybe that's not a reason to avoid it, but I stand by the way we're approaching this right now. 27 damage on the board. Not sweating it for what I'm hoping are obvious reasons. Cleave's probably a little overkill here, but... Well, in that case, play your block first, because you know you're going to want it. Then play Cleave. Very nice. Oh, but then we don't have enough for the... bash, unfortunately, but still really good. Dude, Flame Barrier when you already have Bronze Scales is so good, too. Lovely. Lovely. So that's 2 perfects. I'm not saying we got it, because I've made that mistake before, but I'm saying that there's a chance. I have some more humility. Maybe than usual. Turn 1, start with a little bit of extra energy. Whenever you play 10 cards, draw 1. Draw is kind of a soft spot for us right now. So I think that's not a bad play. I think we need to fish for like a cleave while they're vulnerable. If we get it, we get it. If we don't, we don't. But Apotheosis like already paid for itself. Like here, I don't think it's worth enough in general, but still a 23 damage strike at the end. I don't know if anybody else is in the same boat either, but I feel like I'm just, you know, more comfortable. There's our draw, by the way. With the Ironclad. Like, I just feel like it just feels right to me. I guess that's what happens when you have, you know, like maybe 1,000 hours in a game and the the vast majority of it is as like one of two characters, and then a decent amount of the third, and almost zero of the fourth. That's how that happens. I mean, there's no reason to smith, but there's basically no reason to rest either. So on this one, I feel justified. I'm just wondering how we're gonna get to 50 cards. Like that's on my horizon of misunderstanding right now, is how that could possibly even come to pass at the best of times. This was bad order, but it is what it is. Let's bring back Bash, and oh, we should have played that first, obviously, but I'm hoping we can play Bash. We can definitely play Bash. It's just a question, maybe we'd be better off with, like, playing our sword boomerangs, but I really doubt it, especially with Paper Frog. Wow, I didn't think we were going to get there, honestly. I thought we were going to have to use a skill potion. So strike is good. I'm committing to this, like, no rare thing. Which now I'm realizing I'm stupid. Why wouldn't I just be taking rares if I can't remove rares to begin with? Yeah, okay. Let's... I can't go back in time, but I can politely knock that off. Cut that out, I think is maybe the better way to say it. Sometimes a simple mistake like that, you know, oh, yeah, do this first. It's understandable how it could come to pass, but it has ramifications. But still, I'm like, just feeling like what our scores have been lately. I don't think that's like a catastrophic mistake on this one, which means we can basically take a card at every opportunity now. Can we double our deck size in one floor? It's a good question. For the time being, I don't know if you want to know my answer. Because it's a little pessimistic, but I'm hoping to be proven wrong. 31 damage? You're doing what? 20? No, 18. Okay. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Dude, we're getting a lot of perfects considering I've unintentionally, like, nerfed myself. We're getting a lot of perfects, assuming that, you know, even when we play a Curse with Blue Candle, it still counts. Which I don't know to be certain, for the record, so I could be barking up the wrong tree. We didn't need Bash there. A Sword Boomerang or a Cleave would have been a better pickup, but so be it. So be it. We're playing everything, so start here. We have to kill one of you. Let's do the obvious. Now, I was just gonna say, this would be like my ideal turn to just go straight for lethal. We're gonna get there. Yeah, it's like unfathomable that wouldn't have gotten you. Oh, Gurya. Gurya's great. Gives us... We'll try. It gives us something to do. Gurya does, that is, when we get here. Okay, some scaling would be nice here. I don't know how we're going to make that happen. Dump your defense. Dump your intimidate as well. We can play that later when all the enemies are out. That's a big one. Okay, be smart here. We have some stuff in our draw pile. If we wanted to get Headbutt going. We don't really. Intimidate next turn? Yo. Oh, but then we drew it immediately. You know what? At least it does weaken you for a turn. I can live with that. This is a horrible draw. We're not going to get the ink bottle either. But you start here. You go there. We're probably going to skill potion. Maybe we'll start right away with that. Spot weakness just seems like the best play here. If we're gonna race the boss, then that's maybe that's the ticket. And you know what? We don't have control over this, so just let it fly. You took Barricade? Honestly, I don't really care. Sadistic Nature is actually... It sucks to lose, but it is what it is. We'll start here. And then... I think we'll just... well, this is AoE now, that's right. Definitely we'll play Mayhem. Get a Battle Trance out there. I'm really just hoping to play like a bunch of zero-cost stuff. So that maybe a Cleave will absolutely destroy. Which it did, and allowed us to play that Sadistic Nature at the end. That went way better than expected. 14 damage is, like, quite literally... nothing is a strong statement, but it's not enough to scare me. And we'll just make sure we're still on the good side of perfect there. We roll over 5 block. Not a ton, but hey, look at this. I think we'll just bash, headbutt. Let's bring back Battle Trance and then Cleave ya. That was a turn that did better than you would have expected given the fact that we only played like 3 cards. So we love Finesse here. Battle Trance into a blind. I don't know if we're going to get enough block. Or I'll tell you straight out. Well, 24 plus 9, it almost gets us there. But I think instead, we basically just have to try to kill you. And I think we're going to get there. Wow, we actually got there with some energy to spare. Again, we might as well start taking cards, I think. I don't really want to transform my strengths and defense. I kind of feel like we're in a good spot. What about whenever you lose HP, draw a card? I think we can make... We're not tight for energy here. I hate that it's the Timekeeper. Always with the slow runs, the Timekeeper. So very important to me. Question marks, elites, and shops. I'm like, if we go this way... 1, 2, 3, 4... I'm hoping to buy enough cards to get us to 50 without ruining our entire deck. I'm neither optimistic nor pessimistic, I think is what I would say. I feel like we got a... Oh, and free draw, thank you. I feel like we got a realistic chance to make it come to pass. And I think our score is going to be good, but I do think, you know, maybe there's a bias here, but... I think my mistakes that I made on this run, particularly either cutting all rare cards or, like... Why not? Choosing to take the rare cards earlier instead would have been... we can't do that. Would have been smarter. But you know what? We might be totally fine in spite of that. And that's... It's a process, you know? You think the people you see on the leaderboard got there in day 1? I don't think so. Little bit of a slap in the face on the wheel there. Plus, hey, can I tell you, like, on a personal level, I'm just stoked that this is not a... I'm gonna keep this because it's draw. I'm stoked because at least, and I don't mean to be negative, okay? But at least it's not a 90-minute long run where we came like 3,000th or whatever we accidentally came as last time. I don't know, this is not an elite fight, so who cares about a perfect? Beautifully done. We didn't come 3,000. That's too much. I think we finished in like the 500s. It felt like 3,000, but I'm needlessly I'm sandbagging my own skill a little bit. Not much, maybe, but a little for sure. 3 damage. I'll hit you with one of those. And I think today we're gonna be fine. We're gonna do well. Definitely keep these going. And maybe, you know, it's a good day to play the daily early because it's gonna seem like we did amazingly. Whenever we see what our score is on this one, we're gonna be like, we're the greatest player of all time. And then we're gonna remember that it's, you know, 2 hours or less after the daily's actually gone on, and then we're gonna be like, don't worry about it. Just don't sweat it. I don't mind our strikes here. But I think we could do better. You know, a headbutt's okay, but I think we could do better. This is good. I know this... you should play Pain first in, like, every situation here. It looks worse, but it is better because, like, this cube is gonna let us go freaking buck wild on the slow effect. The only thing is... You have to, one moment, please. Oh, you only get rid of one? Get rid of the barricade. The only thing is we have to remember that on the timekeeper it's going to be kind of doo-doo. I think you play barricade here because it gives you 8 block for your next turn. We could have played defend and then played one more attack, but so be it. Still got a lot of good stuff accomplished there. We're going to roll with 8 block into the next turn. You got 45 defense. Or 45 offense, I should say. 45 attack. That's a little dangerous. No question. Let's draw. Seems pretty good. 33. 19 plus 16 equals 35. And look at that. The dream scenario. We used the potion properly. You're done, I think. To get a perfect. Okay, that's worth something. Matrushka probably is good for 1 extra relic. I really don't think we need Reaper, but we do need an extra card. We need to get to 50 if possible, which is like these shops, we're saving all of our money for get the relics. We're just gonna like buy them out of commons if we can. I like all of these. Strike is probably not immediately that important. We're gonna draw off of Ink Bottle. Keeping track of your draws is really important here. Still really nice. That was like a 100 damage turn 1. Let's just get another Sword Boomerang. That's like one of our best damage dealers. 9 damage incoming. Sadistic Nature. Well, we don't want to take damage, so we'll play both of those. And then, out of these, like, you just play the better card. And the better card in that situation was the Sword Boomerang. It's an easy dump. We get a free card off of the draw. 13 block is, like, quite literally no problem. So I think we'll do defend. Forget barricade. We're going for the kill. Got to be a little faster than this. Like, the thing that this run is lacking right now in my mind is, like, I would love... I love what we're doing with the slow effect here, by the way. But I would love to get anything that allows us to kind of, like, build extra strength. Because we right now have nothing. Literally, like, none of our... Well, that's not true. We have Demon Form. We just got it, and I'm not sure if we've ever played it, but yeah, we got it. You're not wrong. I bet, so that's 15 damage in and of itself. Just start there. It's another 23 and another... Okay, so you're done. Good fight. That's another perfect. When you exhaust the card, do damage. Block potion's nice. Double taps allow me to be very Canadian. Double tap Subute. I think we... Yeah, I think we have to go to both shops. So hopefully this isn't a question mark that costs us, like, the bonus for going to 15 of them or whatever. That would leave me in a state, for sure. Draw 2 cards. Put something on top of your draw pile. Literally, like, doesn't matter. Just put this up there, then play in the Battle Trance. Yeah, really, honestly, really great first turn. You're already weakened, you're vulnerable, you're doing 12 damage. That's like a far cry from the 45 that you were doing earlier. We have to use a defend potion. If we're going to use a defend potion, we might as well play like Demon Form. Nothing does damage here anyway, so just give me one of these. And that was not the right way to play that. And I didn't use my potion. I just felt a shot of adrenaline hit my brain. So rest assured, if you think you're the only one, you are not. That one is super my bad, and we'll miss out. I think we miss out on like 50 points as a result of that, which is quite sizable. Okay, Dead Branch, huh? That's It's always interesting. We have to take it. By the way, I know this blood potion's been sitting here for like the whole run. It's like an honorary member of the team. You might say it blew my mind watching him keep that blood potion the whole time when he could have used it. But if we didn't have to use it, then what's the point of using it? You know, it's not a potion that would have given us a perfect or anything. It's a potion that gives you more HP or keeps you alive. So it has a low problem, or a low disutility for not being used, in my opinion. We're going to basically just, I think we should go cheapest to most expensive. And then we should consider, is this too expensive? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say maybe these are a little bit too expensive. I bet we could do more on our next shop with that money. I'm skeptical we're going to get to 50. We have to buy 11 cards on the shop. That is... Okay, skeptical is not a strong enough word. We're not going to get to 50 on this one. Which, it hurts again. There's a lot of inefficiencies that we kind of, we've left open on this one. It is what it is, and I still think we're going to have a fairly good score, but I think our score is only going to be good when you don't consider it within the context of the run that we're having. Can I tell you that at the very least, we can use our block potion to maybe preserve our perfect here? We might have been able to use our skill potion to do the same, for the record, but we kind of gotta, let's try to get a moral victory. And this is not the order in which we should be doing this stuff. That's okay. I'm loving life on this one. You're doing 9 damage. So I'm a big believer in a double tap. Is this your next 2 attacks are played twice? I think we don't care about playing a Reaper twice. So I'm just going to get the slow debuff going as much as possible. And it didn't quite kill you. But it did do quite a lot of damage. I don't even know what's happening. Got quite a lot of cards coming in. Alright. Easy enough. Thread and needle's beautiful. Snecko oil, like, who knows? Sure, maybe we'll need it. Can we buy 11 cards? Sure, if they cost, 17 gold each. So, I don't think you really add anything then. Maybe start combat with an artifact seems pretty good. And then, good enough. Good enough. Unfortunate, but simultaneously not that big of a deal. Let's get the win. Move on. It's a strong run, one way or the other. Okay, turn 1. We would like to preserve the illusion of getting to a perfect. The odds of it happening are near 0. That's a must play. You got to be careful, because you don't want to play that many cards unless we're going to go for like some insane scaling. Let's start here. Well, maybe we will just play our whole hands. You're dead? You're kind of dead, huh? Don't let him come back from this. Like, that would... I might never recover from that. That's nice. Probably could have stalled on it. We're gonna be totally fine, huh? Wow, that was like the easiest boss fight I've ever seen in my life. I don't even... It was a complete accident. We're at 1233. That's a great score. So I left a lot on the table here, for the record. We got 2 perfects. We had 7 champions. We got the 35 card bonus. So you know what? At least we did go for it. We had 25 plus relics. We were fast. 3 bosses. 4 beyond elites. I don't even know what that means. Anyway. Oh, this is the biome. And then you get 2 points for enemies. I mean, I think that was okay. We left like at least, I would say 50 to 150 points on the table. But we're still going to be... I mean, we're in 27th right now. Still very early, but a great performance by my standards. And feeling pretty solid about that one. But we know what to improve. For now, thanks for watching. I'm sure we won't be in 27th by the end of the day, but I hope you enjoyed the daily today. If you played it yourself, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Appreciate all the support on these whenever they come out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya!